So I can't make sense of the presence of an entity that lacks a from a point of viewness. So I can't make sense of others making sense of the presence of an entity that lacks a from a point of viewness. I see things from this side of the room or that side of the room, close up, from far away. Perception is perspectival. So the empirical presence of objects is perspectival. Speaking out of my own experience as an empiricist, the presence of the object is always from my point of view. But I believe in what the phenomenologists call the transcendence of the objects. The apple is still on the table when I leave the room. This I believe, but what do I mean? Now, some people misunderstand phenomenalism. Like, I found this article online that thinks phenomenalism tries to reduce things to perceptions where the perceptions are understood to be internal states of the subject. I think this is a radical misunderstanding of phenomenalism. One need only read J.S. Mill or Mach. J.S. Mill is really good because he directly addresses the interpersonal situation. So what do I mean when I say that the apple is still on the table when I leave the room? Let's say the room is empty. I mean, no people are in the room, no animals are in the room. I believe the apple is still there. So I ask myself, what do I mean when I say that the apple is still there? Anyone can go and check, see it if they are not blind, take a bite of it. It is waiting there for others. So the apple has an existence that's independent of me, but for me to talk about an empirical apple continuing to exist, I think that means that I'm talking about the potential perspectival presence of that apple for anyone who goes to check. So the apple endures as an interpersonal possibility of further manifestation. Now, this apple that I believe to exist without my help is nevertheless primarily the apple as it presented itself to me, because I am a situated believer. And if I read logical positivism, I have to personally assimilate the beliefs expressed there. Some of those beliefs I may adopt. So, one of the key things here, when I talk about things in the world, I'm primarily talking about the way that they qualitatively manifest for me. That is something like the core of my concept, of my understanding of what an apple is. And I don't just call the apple red. I also do this. This quality that I call redness is there in the apple itself. The apple, for me, at this distance or that distance, in this lighting or that lighting, not in the dark, the manifestation of color is conditional. The manifestation of the apple is generally conditional. Manifestation is situated and conditional, but I definitely have this idea of the apple. If someone turns off the lights and it's the middle of the night and I don't see the apple, I still trust that it is there, that if the lights come on, I will see it again. Now, I could be surprised. If the lights come back on and the apple is gone, I'm more likely to believe that someone grabbed it than that it just vanished. Because I don't expect apples to just vanish. Now, I also know that I can't really check if the redness that is there for me is the same redness, in some sense, as it is there for you. So I say the apple, the core of my concept of the apple is the way that it presents itself to me, but I can come to realize that maybe a colorblind person will see it differently. I can even say, hey, maybe cats see it differently. It's my understanding that cats have weak color vision. If there are aliens, I don't know, what will their sense organs report to them, you might say. So even though that I'm trying to refer to this apple that gives me this sort of present quality, I'm open-minded to the way that the apple may present itself differently to others. We both call the apple red, and that's that. I can't see it through your eyes, nor you through mine. But, we tend to trust that we can refer to the same apple. So there's a lot of beliefs, I would say, that we have to already share in order to also, both of us believe that we're talking about the same object, like this apple, like a particular stop sign, and so on. So when I believe that you are conscious, what do I mean by that? So I believe that I am conscious, but what do I mean by that, right? For me, the word consciousness, it's trying to speak the presence of the world, the situated, or from a point of view presence of the world. So if I think that you are conscious, I believe that this apple, for instance, is also there for you, if you're in the same room. If you're not, I still think the apple waits for you, that it's manifestable to you. If you're close to it, the apple will manifest for you. Now, it's not like we spell out all of these tacit implications when we attribute consciousness to another entity. If we think about it, we can elaborate the implications. But generally, when I say that someone is conscious, I believe that the world is present for them as it is present for me. Not exactly, right? Because we all are situated in different bodies with different sense organs. We might not even be the same species. So I would not project an exact copy of my own existence. But I think that I do project some sort of first-person presence of the world on others. And this is what I mean by consciousness, and anything less, in my view, does not capture what we really want to say. And especially if you think about the people you love and you believe that they are conscious, you really do believe that they have the entire world present for them from a different point of view. So you both have the presence of the world from your own points of view. That, to me, is what consciousness is. Now, what maybe obscures this issue is we tend to believe in some sort of true or objective reality that is from no point of view or from God's point of view. So then we start to think of consciousness as this weird representational stuff. But I suggest that the being of the world is presence, is first-person being, stubbornly first-person. And that it is convenient for us to ignore this and talk about this world from no point of view, which is like the world from an ideal point of view. And this is where we get the idea of truth and objective reality. What God believes is the truth. And this is not the Christian God, but a philosopher's God that is implicit in the projection of an objective reality. So I'm saying that being is the first-person presence of the world, and that being and consciousness are synonyms. So the hard problem of consciousness is really like the hard problem of being, and this would be, the issue that Heidegger obsessed about. And he even discusses the breakthrough he had when he thought about being as presence. And what is presence? It is here and now. That would be the core of presence. But memories are also present. I have a memory here and now, and yet weirdly that memory refers to a past that is no longer here and now, except as that memory. And then if I make predictions, if I articulate expectations, then the expected future is also present now. And the meaning of those signs, of those words that I use to articulate that expectation. I also suggest that presence and quality are synonyms. I wrote qualities there, but more exactly it's quality. Presence is qualitative. Presence is the presence of quality, the shaped redness of the apple, its tart crunch, the feel of it in my hand, the thunk if it slips from my hand to the floor.